26 at Auburn Gresham, Chicago. A teen went missing. He kept on screaming. Nobody heard the first warning. Not the neighbors, not the friends, not anyone who could have stopped what was coming. For hours, something unfolded in silence in Auburn Gresham, Chicago, and by the time the truth surfaced, it was already too late. It began with a teenager who was last seen in the day. Nothing about the day seemed unusual at first. No alarms were raised immediately. No one expected danger. But as night fell, something changed. Messages went unanswered. Calls were not picked up. Time kept moving, but the teen did not return. At first, it was assumed to be a delay. Then concern grew. Then fear settled in. Family members tried reaching out. Friends began asking questions. People retraced steps, trying to understand where things went wrong. But the longer the silence continued, the more serious the situation became. Hours passed, and with each passing hour, the urgency increased. Eventually, authorities were contacted, and a search began. By then, investigators were already working against time that had been lost. What happened during those missing hours would later become the center of a criminal investigation. Evidence suggested the teen had been with multiple individuals during the critical time frame. The situation, once unclear, had escalated into something far more serious than anyone initially believed. But the exact sequence of events remained under investigation. When authorities eventually located the area tied to the incident, the case shifted completely. It was no longer treated as a missing person report. It became a homicide investigation. The scene revealed signs of a prolonged and deeply disturbing series of events. Investigators described the discovery as one of the most difficult they had faced. Multiple minors were later taken in for questioning in connection with the case. Because of their ages, many details were not released to the public. However, officials confirmed that several individuals were involved and that the incident stretched over a long period of time. News of what happened spread quickly through the city. Shock turned into grief. Grief turned into anger. And anger turned into questions that no one could easily answer. How could something like this happen for hours without being stopped? Where were the missed signs? Where did communication fail? What could have been done differently? In the days that followed, people gathered to mourn. Candles were placed. Names were spoken. Silence filled the spaces where answers should have been. Authorities promised a full investigation. But for the community, the damage was already done. And even as the case continues to unfold, one truth remains at the center of it all. Sometimes tragedy does not arrive suddenly. Sometimes it builds slowly, hour by hour, in the spaces where no one is watching closely enough. And when it finally ends, there is nothing left but questions.